Chosen one, listen carefully because what I am about to share with you is not something you stumbled upon by accident. You were pulled here, drawn by a whisper in your spirit that has been growing louder for days, maybe even weeks. Something sacred is unfolding in the unseen realm around your life right now. Something so gentle yet so powerful that if you allow yourself to truly hear it, your entire heart will begin to shift. A hidden act of love, a silent moment of protection, a decision you made long ago without ever realizing its weight has already rewritten someone's destiny. And now, at this very moment, God is turning that same blessing back toward you in a way that will bring tears to your eyes when you finally understand it. Type 2424 in the comments if you believe this message is meant for you. This is not a passing feeling, and it is not your imagination playing tricks on your heart. What is happening carries the full weight of divine timing, and it is connected to a soul that has been spiritually tied to yours long before you ever became aware of it. There is a reason your heart has been restless lately. There is a reason certain memories have been rising to the surface with a strange emotional intensity. There is a reason your dreams have felt more vivid, your prayers more urgent, and your spirit more sensitive to the smallest signs. God is preparing you, chosen one. He is preparing you to receive something that was always meant to find its way back to you. If you love God with all your heart, subscribe to this channel right now so you never miss another message like this. Long before you understood the true depth of love, long before you realized how powerfully your smallest actions could shape another person's soul, you became a hidden light in someone's darkest hour without even knowing it. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It did not come with recognition, applause, or thanks, but it was real, and heaven witnessed every second of it. Your kindness, your patience, your silent prayers whispered in the middle of the night, and even your quiet struggles carried a spiritual strength that reached someone who was on the edge of losing all hope. At a moment when their life could have collapsed into something far darker, something about your presence, your words, or even your absence became the turning point that protected their soul from breaking beyond repair. There are sacred moments in life when God chooses ordinary people to create extraordinary outcomes, and you were chosen for such a moment without ever realizing it. You did not need to see the result immediately because God was already working behind the veil, weaving your life into the story of someone whose heart was desperately searching for healing. The world may have seen nothing remarkable in that moment, but heaven saw everything, and heaven remembered every detail. Before we go any deeper, take a gentle moment and like this video, because this simple act allows this message of hope to reach hearts that are silently waiting for a sign from God tonight. There is a quiet, breathtaking beauty in knowing that even the smallest act of goodness can echo through another person's life in ways that are impossible to measure. You may have walked away from that moment thinking it was just another ordinary day, but God saw it as a sacred seed being planted in soil that desperately needed light. That person carried your presence in their heart long after you were no longer physically there. When fear returned to haunt them, they remembered the peace they felt because of you. When doubt tried to swallow them whole, they remembered a strength that seemed to come from nowhere, a strength that was quietly connected to the imprint you left on their soul. You became a silent anchor in their storm, and even though they could not fully explain it, they knew deep down that something about you helped them stay grounded when everything else was falling apart. Time passed. Life moved forward. But the connection did not fade the way ordinary connections often do. Instead, it settled deeper into their spirit, becoming something that could not be erased or replaced. God allowed that memory to stay alive because it was never meant to disappear. It was meant to grow into something that would one day return to you in a way that feels nothing short of miraculous. Type 2525 in the comments right now to affirm that you receive this word. Right now, in this exact season of your life, there is a spiritual movement happening that your natural eyes cannot see, but your spirit can feel if you become still enough to notice. God is gently aligning paths, softening hearts, dismantling barriers, and creating divine moments that will lead both of you back into each other's lives. It will not feel forced. It will not feel rushed. It will not arrive with confusion or fear, because what God brings together carries an unmistakable peace, a settled clarity, and a deep sense of rightness that anchors itself in your soul the moment it arrives. You do not need to chase. You do not need to search endlessly. What belongs to you is already being guided toward you with care, precision, and holy intention. God does not forget what He has written. He does not lose track of the connections He has designed. The same way He protected that soul through you in the past, He is now preparing to bless you through them in the present. Your heart may have walked through valleys of loneliness, confusion, and disappointment, but chosen one, those seasons were never wasted. They were sculpting you, preparing you, and teaching you how to recognize the kind of love that is not fragile or temporary, but steady, faithful, and eternally true. The journey was never about losing something. It was always about becoming ready to receive something that is meant to stay forever. There is a holy softness in the way God works, a patience that never rushes yet never fails to complete what it has begun. The connection between you and this person was never accidental, and it was never meant to remain unfinished. It was placed in your life with a divine purpose that is now beginning to reveal itself in a deeper, richer, and more meaningful way. As you continue walking forward, you will notice signs that feel gentle but unmistakable, moments that feel familiar yet brand new, and emotions rising within you that feel both surprising and comforting at the same time. These are not coincidences. They are heaven's fingerprints reminding you that something beautiful is being restored, something that was always meant to come full circle. You are not being led into confusion, chosen one. You are being guided into clarity. You are not being left behind. You are being brought into perfect alignment. And most importantly, you are never alone in this journey, because God is walking with you every single step of the way, ensuring that what is meant for you reaches you at the exact moment it can flourish. There is deep peace in knowing that love does not always arrive when we expect it, but it always arrives when it is ready to stay. What you gave without knowing is now being returned to you with full understanding. What you once carried unknowingly is now becoming a blessing you can finally receive with open hands and an open heart. This is not simply about finding someone. This is about recognizing a connection that was protected, preserved, and prepared by God Himself. It is about seeing how even the smallest, most forgotten moments of your past were part of a greater story that is now beginning to unfold in a way that feels both gentle and powerful. You may not have always understood why certain doors closed, why certain connections faded, or why certain seasons felt unbearably quiet, but there was always a purpose behind every one of them. God was protecting you from paths that were never meant for your future, while quietly preserving something far more meaningful that needed time to grow in its own sacred way. Type 2222 in the comments if you walk by faith and not by sight. The soul you once touched without knowing was also being guided through their own journey, shaped by experiences that would prepare them to meet you again with a deeper understanding and a stronger, more grateful heart. There is a kind of love that does not depend on constant presence to remain alive, and that is exactly the kind of connection God has been protecting between the two of you. Even in distance, even in silence, even in the seasons where it seemed impossible, something remained steady and unbroken, because it was never built on fleeting emotion. It was built on something eternal, something placed by the very hand of God. As time continues to move forward, you will begin to notice small but powerful changes within yourself. A quiet peace replacing the restlessness, a gentle clarity replacing the confusion, a soft joy rising in places where sadness used to live. These are signs that your heart is aligning with what God has prepared for you. There is no need to force anything or to question every detail, because what is coming will carry its own unmistakable assurance that settles naturally within you. The person whose soul you once protected is also feeling the same shift within their own life, a pull they cannot ignore, and a sense that something important is drawing closer to them each day. Type 111 in the comments to receive miracles into your life right now. You may begin to notice certain memories returning to you with a new sense of clarity. Not painful, not confusing, but gentle and meaningful. These memories are not returning to disturb your peace. They are returning to prepare your heart to recognize what is about to be restored. At the same time, the person whose life you once impacted is being led through their own quiet awakening. They are beginning to understand that the feeling they once carried was not ordinary, and the connection they experienced was not something that could ever be replaced. There is a growing awareness within them that something important was left unfinished, and that it is finally time for that story to continue in a way that brings healing, wholeness, and completeness to both of you. Chosen one, hold on to the peace that is growing within you, because it is a sacred sign that you are moving in the right direction. Trust that what is meant for you is already being guided toward you. Allow your heart to remain open to the beauty of what is coming. This is not just a reunion. This is the fulfillment of something that was always meant to happen. A connection that has been protected and prepared with the greatest care heaven can offer. The love that is being brought into your life is not fragile or uncertain. It is steady, patient, and deeply rooted in something that cannot be shaken. It is a reflection of the way God Himself loves, gentle yet powerful, quiet yet unwavering. This is the kind of love that brings healing instead of confusion, peace instead of fear, and clarity instead of doubt. Type 999 in the comments right now if you trust Jesus with your whole heart. Nothing you have given from your heart has ever been wasted, because God transforms every act of love into something that continues to grow even when it is no longer visible to your eyes. The person whose soul you once touched is beginning to feel a sense of clarity they have never had before. They are starting to understand that the peace they once experienced was not random. It was connected to you in a way that carried divine truth and depth. And now, as the distance between the two of you begins to close, the connection will not feel unfamiliar. It will feel like coming home. Your heart is no longer the same as it once was, and that is a beautiful thing. It has grown stronger, wiser, and more open to receiving something real. The experiences you walked through have prepared you to recognize the difference between something temporary and something that carries lasting, eternal meaning. This is why what is coming into your life will not feel confusing or uncertain. It will feel steady, sacred, and undeniably right. Take a gentle moment now and like this video, because this simple action carries this message of hope to hearts that are quietly waiting for a sign that their story is not over. As you continue walking forward, allow yourself to rest completely in the quiet unfolding of what God is preparing for you. There is no rush. There is no need to control the outcome. What is meant to happen will happen exactly when and how it is supposed to. God is not leading you into uncertainty, chosen one. He is leading you into a moment that will bring clarity, peace, and a depth of fulfillment beyond anything you have ever experienced before. Type 1010 in the comments if you agree that God's timing is always perfect. The soul you once protected without knowing is walking toward you right now. Every prayer you whispered, every act of kindness you offered, every quiet sacrifice you made is returning to you in the form of a love that will finally feel like home. Receive it with open hands. Receive it with a grateful heart. Receive it knowing that God Himself has written this story from the very beginning, and He is faithful to complete every word of it. Amen.